Welcome to this series, and in this one I am going to explain the packages and interfaces in Java. And in this video I will be explaining the basics of packages. Moving to formal definition, a package is a group of related classes, interfaces, enumerations and annotation types. So you can think of a package as a folder which can contain files or classes and sub-packages which are other folders. And it serves two purposes, basically the namespace management and access protection. And in this one I will be explaining the namespace management. Consider there are two friends, John and Jane, and both of them are working on the same project, and each of them want to create a class which has different functionality, obviously. So let's start with John, and John creates a Apple class inside src folder. So it will create a class called Apple. Now, Jane also wants to create a class with name Apple, and she doesn't want to change the name of the class. How can that be done? Since a folder cannot have more than one file with the same name, we cannot do that. To solve this problem, we can create a new folder inside src and call it John, and then place this Apple class inside the John folder. Here, as you can see, I have copied the Apple class inside the John folder. Now it solved a problem. Next I will create the folder with name Jane and create the Apple class inside that. So in Java, packages represent the folders, and these packages can contain the classes and other sub-packages. And for Java to know where the class lies, you have to write the first statement as the name of the package. So you write package and then the name of the package. In my case, my Apple class is in John folder, then I write the package John. And for the Jane one, since the class resides inside the Jane folder, I write the package Jane. Without that, our program won't compile. Now the next part is how to use that. For that I will create a void show method inside both the classes, which prints first John likes green apples, and then Jane likes what kind of apple? Jane likes red kind of apples. It is done now. Now how can I use that? I can create another package inside the src and can create my main class, or I can create a main class directly under the src, and I will call it as basic package. Basic class basic package is created now. Next thing is to create a main method. Done. Next step is to create the object of Apple class in the John package. So I will type Apple and John Apple, then new Apple. Here you can see the ID showing some error. The color of my Apple keyword is in red, and what is the error it is showing? It is showing that John.apple has multiple choices because my ID don't know which apple to use. Is it John apples or Jane's apple? To resolve that, I type Alt Enter. I pick the John apple. So you see that I have imported the John.apple. Using the import statement, we can import the classes inside the packages. Next, I want to create the apple of Jane. So I type apple Jane apple is equal to new apple. One thing to note here, that I have written the Jane apple here, but it doesn't mean it is creating the object of Jane class. So to do that, I have to explicitly tell that I want to use the Jane apple. For that, you type the name of the package and the name of the class. Here also Jane.apple. Now it have created the object of Jane apple, and here it is the John apple. Next and the last thing is to call the show method of both the classes. First I will call the John apple dot show. ID is still showing error, and it is saying show is not a public in John.apple and cannot be accessed from outside package. So going to John apple, remember one thing: if a class member does not have any access modifier before it, then it can only be accessible inside its package. That's why show can only be accessible inside the John package. But if I type public here, then it can be accessible elsewhere. So you see our error is gone, and moving next I will call the Jane apple. Similarly, adding the public here, everything is fine now. Running the program, as you can see, first John like green apple is printed and then the Jane likes red apples.